first fight of the night features Riley Pequin and Tobin Cornelius. We'll learn more about those two fighters right now.
My opponent, his name's Riley Pequin. He's a stand-up karate kickboxer guy. Seen 100 like him. Pretty confident I'm going to be coming home with the win.
My opponent's name is Tobin Cornelius. He's from London, Ontario. He's young like me, amateur fighter. It was tough to find some material on him, but I know he's coming here to perform, and I'm here to perform and win too.
My plan is to feel this guy out, look for his weak points. Once I can center in on those, I feel like I'm going to take this fight by the balls and really bring it to him.
My plan for tonight is to go out there, be dominant in the cage, be explosive, be fast, hit him with a bunch of shots and put him down.
I've come a long way. I've worked really hard for this. For sure, my camp could have been longer, but any man standing in that cage with me is going home with a loss. Sorry, Riley, but tonight's not your night.
I'm going to win tonight because I've been putting in the hours in the gym. I'm not just a one-dimensional fighter anymore. I've rounded out my skills. I'm going to come out there hard and fast, and I've put in the hours to win, and I'm going to win.
This Hard Knocks fight is an amateur bout in the 185-pound division and is brought to you by Floors with Elegance. And now, let's meet the fighters.
Coming down to the cage for the first amateur fight of the night, Tobin Cornelius out of Adrenaline Training Center in London, Ontario, coming down with a record of 3-1-1, weighed in at 185 pounds. Jeremy, this guy is looking to make an impression here in front of the Hard Knocks fans.
Well, he knows that Riley Pequin is the hometown guy, knows that he has a lot of people here, so he's trying to be the giant killer, trying to be the villain, trying to take down the hometown guy, which is really a good motivator for somebody coming in. Now, sometimes when the crowd isn't really against you or for you, you really don't have that motivation. No shortage of motivation here for Tobin Cornelius.
Yeah, taking a look at Tobin's career, started training about 3 years ago. His last fight, win by rear naked choke in the second round in a fight he thought he was dominating. Said he very much expects to be able to beat Riley Pequin, thinking that Riley more of a one-dimensional fighter.
Well, if anything, anybody is prepared to go into the cage against someone like Riley Pequin with the physicality that he has and the skills that he has, having a coach like Chris Horodecki in your corner, probably a good start for Tobin Cornelius, but an excellent fighter. Came in, he wasn't as heavy as Riley, but a good matchup.
Now we await his opponent.
And his opponent.
Now coming down to the cage, a very familiar face to Hard Knocks fans as Riley Pequin comes down to the cage. All 4 fights of his 2-2 record here in the Hard Knocks cage. Out of PMA Karate and Tilt MMA here in Calgary. Jeremy, the move to Tilt to address some problems in his ground game.
The last time that we saw him against Levi Armstrong, he noticed that the weakness in his game was being able to stop the takedowns, to be able to know what to do when he got on the ground. He is a world-class karate fighter. Don't be fooled. But he knew that he had to work on that, moving to Tilt, to work his jiu-jitsu, to work the wrestling, working with guys like Jesse Arnett, who are probably one of the best wrestlers out there in the game today. So that's a good way to prepare yourself, and he's looking to make a statement here in this fight.
Yeah, always interesting to see Riley fight, because when we have seen him fight in the past, very explosive, very quick, and that's something that Tobin said that he expects to be able to use to his advantage. Says he needs to weather the storm early, ride the fight out, and then wait for Riley to make a mistake.
Riley's still a young man, only 24 years old, and again, a hockey player growing up, was in the karate, decided at when he was 18 that he wasn't going to pursue his hockey anymore, focused solely on training mixed martial arts, and again, has had some highlight reel knockouts. As we take a look at the tail of the tape, pardon, he was 22 years old for Riley Pequin, 20 for Tobin Cornelius. The height advantage slight to Riley Pequin. Good experience on both sides, and the slight weight advantage also to Riley Pequin.
Now for our official introductions, we'll head inside the cage to Jaden Nance.
And now, the official Hard Knocks fighter introductions. In the blue corner for Calgary Hyundai, He's 3-1-1 as an amateur, 20 years old, and stands 5 feet, 10 inches tall. He weighed in at 179 pounds, fighting out of Munda Jiu-Jitsu from London, Ontario. Please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, Tobin the Protege Cornelius. And in the red corner for Courtesy Mitsubishi, he's 2-2 as an amateur, 22 years old, and stands 6 feet tall. He weighed in at 184 pounds, fighting out of PMA Karate from Calgary. Please welcome Hard Knocks fighter, Riley Pequin. This bout will be contested under amateur rules. The referee in charge of the Hard Knocks action is Mr. Adam Cheadle.
Adam Cheadle, our referee, as Riley Pequin gets set to take on Tobin Cornelius. Pequin, coming off a loss to Levi Armstrong at the 200-pound weight class, said he won't be making that mistake again. 185 is where he should be. 185 is where he is today. Coming out of the red corner in the Hayabusa trunks. A big Superman punch to start the fight. So much for being patient on the part of Tobin Cornelius. Both of them now exchanging knees. Up front, a furious pace to start Hard Knocks 46.
Well, now up against the cage, this is the position that Riley Pequin worked in the gym. This is the situation that got him in trouble against Levi Armstrong, and immediately turning his back, or his opponent's back against the cage. So obviously, the lesson has been taught for Riley Pequin.
One underhook for Cornelius up against the cage. Pequin again transitions him around. Pequin trying to find an opening here. Cornelius also looking to exchange. They divide up. Both of them land some good shots. Cornelius backtracking. Riley stepping in, throwing a kick to the midsection. Cornelius wants this to go to the ground. And Jeremy, this might be a great time to let people know about the Calgary rules.
Under the Calgary rules, there's no traditional ground and pound, so you're not allowed to strike the head of a downed opponent. This is to protect the amateur fighters in the beginning of their career. So the mount is not the most advantageous position, so Riley Pequin got out of it.
Perfectly timed right hand from Riley as he was coming up. A jumping spin kick that just misses. Tobin Cornelius in trouble here. The striking of Riley Pequin proving to be too much on the feet as he tries to take it down again.
Well, now down inside of the guard. This is where Riley Pequin needs to be patient. Try and get those big body shots. That's what he wants to land here, including those knees to the body, which is what CEO Ari Tobe says is the new wave in mixed martial arts.
Pequin now trying to position up, trying to posture up, rolling him through Tobin Cornelius. A nice takedown there, but he might be in trouble here. Pequin trying to secure a triangle, couldn't quite get it, and now he gets a knee of his own.
Look at the stretch being put on by Tobin Cornelius, trying to perhaps stretch out those legs of Riley Pequin, knowing how dangerous of a weapon they are.
Pequin just muscles his way through here on top of Cornelius. Another knee to the back. Again, very effective from the top, but Pequin obviously wants to get this fight back to his feet. Tobin Cornelius comes up a little more wary this time, just missing the kick to the midsection, and coming in again. Pequin answering. Cornelius is in trouble here on the feet, Jeremy.
Wow.
Spinning kick to the midsection, and a big right hand. Pequin swarms. Cornelius still awake enough. Here's the rear naked choke, the tap. This fight is over.
Perhaps a lesson is learned for Riley Pequin, who is jacked up here, lost because of his grappling. And I can say, Ryan, that although the striking was the big thing that ended the fight, it was the defensive grappling that really set that up. Riley Pequin very much improved over the last time that we saw him in the cage.
What a ground game performance from Riley Pequin in this fight. He beats Tobin Cornelius in his Hard Knocks debut. Riley Pequin will move to 3-2, and what a performance from this young man. Landed all kinds of heavy strikes, landed a lot of kicks. The big kick to the midsection towards the end of the fight, followed up with a big right hand. When that kind of striking gets added to a ground game, you've got a very, very dangerous fighter. Riley Pequin, a big smile on his face, and deservedly so after he picks up the victory here. He continues to celebrate in his corner, catch a little bit of wind back, but you could see throughout the fight here as that overhand right lands and sent him back, and it was just a matter of time swarming, finding that rear naked choke and putting and sinking it in for the victory. Looks like our official decision is in. We'll head inside the cage now to Jay Nance.
And now, the official decision, brought to you by Floors with Elegance. The winner by tap out due to rear naked choke at 2 minutes and 36 seconds in the very first round, in the red corner, Riley Pequin!
Riley Pequin is your winner. He'll be center of the cage momentarily with Jeremy.
We'll wake up after, so.
Riley, the last time that you were in the Hard Knocks cage, it was a tough loss to Levi Armstrong. You said the weakness was the grappling. You really showed that you've been working on your grappling in this fight.
Yeah, it's still got a long way to come though, but I've been putting in the work, and I think it shows a little bit, but there's a lot more to do.
Talk about the sequence right at the end. You landed the big spinning kick, then the big punch, but when you went to the ground under the amateur rules, you're not allowed to strike to the head. Tell us what was going through your mind at that point.
You want to sock him in the face, that's for sure, but I think just from rolling around so much, you just know that you can take his back and sink a choke in, so it's good.
You're now 3-2 in your amateur career. What's next for you?
I don't know, above 500, that feels good. What's next? I want that strap. I want that belt. I'm taking that belt back. Well, I fought for it once, but I'm taking it next time for sure.
Give it up for him one more time. For your winner, Riley Pequin.